The prophet sings, or tries to sing, but before you run away, please bear with me. Please bear with me. It won't be so bad. I can almost promise. Almost. And I have a good excuse. I've been suddenly very busy uh, updating, revising one of my 6 books. Turns out that after a year of discoveries, they want this one in particular still needs a lot of updating. I've been trying to keep up with this. Uh, Not easy, but so that's why I need some more time and less time preparing long lectures with really new material. They're quite painstaking. And so I've decided to sing a song from one of my books. Yes, they contain, well, let's call them poems, songs, pongs, whatever they are. Um, I think they're good enough to present in public. Just don't know if I'm the right person to do that with my zero experience. I think I've sung once a karaoke song, like a virgin, of course, my favorite song. Um, but anyway, before I begin, I know you'd like me to begin. Um, let's have a quick look at what my competition is doing, um, especially on the same theme. The theme will be the real war, which namely is, I suppose, for most of us, economic survival, staying healthy out of hospitals. That is the real war. People do die on this stage. All right. Um, where to begin? Let's begin with my favorite book, the Bible. Oh, by the way, my little song um, does set itself apart from other songs because it has irony. Yeah, I think irony that people can recognize, not mm, kind of occult sarcasm. No. All right. Well, here is a verse from Psalms, chapter 10, and it is meant to be sung, supposedly. And well, the authors didn't make much effort to make this singable. The Psalms, really nothing in the Bible, including the Song of Songs, mistitled, has no rhyme, no rhythm, no meter, no alliteration, nothing that is really necessary in song. And I might add, it doesn't even have good content. Uh, Perhaps some occult irony, however, if we take a look at verse 2. In arrogance, the wicked hotly pursue the poor. Let them be caught in the schemes they have devised. Let them be caught. Well, that's nice. If them is the wicked, um, David, the singer, apparently thinks it's good enough to just hope that the wicked will be caught in the schemes they have devised. Well, when does that ever happen? I was I had a great plan to rob a house, but I was caught in my own scheme. I don't know. So that's intentionally meaningless. That's occult irony, especially if, as I say, these verses, this book was written by the wicked. They don't want to be caught, of course. And well, there is some ambiguity about that pronoun them in verse 3. What if them is the poor? Yeah, could be. Why not? Then it's even more wicked, this book. Doubly wicked. Um, so what do you do? How do you sing the Psalms? Well, here's a couple doing Gregorian chants with Psalm 90, Gregorian chanting.
Sed Domino susceptor meus
Well, that's my competition, I guess. They did manage to sound like they are singing. I guess it's chanting. Um, Very peaceful. I suppose they're more talented than I am, but it's somewhat monotonous and a little too calming, like a lullaby. This is bedtime music, not intended to stimulate the frontal cortex. So, well, can we do better? Do modern singers, musicians, lyrics do better? Um, Here are the lyrics to John Lennon's Working Class Hero. As soon as you're born, they make you feel small by giving you no time instead of it all. What is it all? I don't really want everything. No one really does. What would we do with all? Maybe it's short form for just middle class success. Um, in any case, till the pain is so big you feel nothing at all. I guess that can happen. A working class hero is something to be. A working class hero is something to be. What does that mean? It is so non-descriptive, is something to be. It might as well come out of Charlotte's Web when the spider wove the message, some pig, and somehow, well, yes, in very degraded English, some pig means great pig, amazing pig. This is also degraded English. Something to be. Yes, everything is something to be. Notice he's also chosen to use bad language and repetition. He has repeated the same line 10 times. That's a little excessive, but well, repetition is not only good for propaganda, it's good for putting brains to sleep. But so what? Maybe I judge him too harshly. Let's give John Lennon a chance to sing, see if his voice brings life to his lyrics.
soon as you're born, they make you feel small
by giving you no time instead of it all, till the pain is so big you feel nothing at all. A working class hero is something to be. Working class hero is something to be. They've hurt you at home, they hit you at school. They hate you if you're clever, and they despise a fool. Till you're so fucking crazy you can't follow their rules.
Well, it's a little too whiny for me. Self-pitying, um, muted anger, and the music is not helping much. How about the great one, Bruce Springsteen? He sang many songs about the working class. Alas, I find him perhaps more insufferable, kind of cheery opening. Gosh, he just sounds like he is approaching zero energy. Well, he's trying to bring, or he's claiming that there might be some dignity in working in a factory. Well, we all need to survive somehow. And I guess we can tip our hats to people who manage bad jobs for a lifetime. But maybe, just maybe, Bruce Springsteen should also have been a critic of the world that requires people to suffer factory jobs and many other jobs, many other jobs that don't quite fulfill our human potential. Not quite. Of course, Bruce Springsteen never went there, never became a critic, just yeah, kind of singer of hope and sadness. Um, let's give one more man a chance. These are We Can't Make It Here, 2005 song by James McMurtry. Who sings that song? Um, I'll get that later. Come. Yes, James McMurtry. Well, he writes his own material. Very good. Let's have a quick look. Read, there's a Vietnam vet with a cardboard sign sitting there by the left turn line. The flag on his wheelchair flapping in the breeze. One leg missing and both hands free. Oh, very good. This victim of senseless war is still flying the American flag. Isn't that nice? Not all vet amputees, I think, are still supportive of their, what should I say? Fake war waging nations. Yeah, well, I still have to figure out, don't I, how we manage to produce war amputees. How does that work if wars are fake? Another mystery. Maybe I'll have to take back everything I said, or at least up until the Vietnam War, maybe? No, starting with the Vietnam War. Um, Again, this is a song full of um, pity, despair. No one can make it here anymore. That line gets repeated in one form or another, um, maybe 10 times. So, yeah, it's good to keep your listeners on the same page, on the same message, just in case we forget it. Not a happy ending either. Let's see. Now that I've been so critical of others, which is easy to do, I've been listening to a few mostly well-spoken ladies criticize modern literature. And of course, I've heard plenty of mostly men criticize the present political situation, politics in general. Easy to criticize, not so easy to do better. So, on that note, I will try to do better. You may, if you wish, turn off this podcast now, or forever keep your peace. One moment, I'll share my lyrics. Maybe you'd like to sing along. Maybe just sing along so you can't hear me. There it is, the real war. Every woman, man, girl, and boy, millions of people bellowing joy. Hear their sweet singing, opera, folk, pop, rock, and rap stars, delivery drivers in honking cars, slaves tweeting in factory farms, drudges chirping in office jobs, soldiers booming in trenches, cooks frying in kitchens. Yeah, every Jack and Bill is singing. We are fighting, we are waging, with our wages, we are waging the authentic, truest war, the real war, the real war, the real war. Blah. Oh, listen, friend, we are the happy victims of the most exciting war. There's no escape. We were drafted at conception to fight the red, besieged by bills, taxes, debts. This is the real war for the poor. Though our fate is economic rape, this ain't no time to hate. We emanate love, love and more love. We love our enemies. They need our blood, our flood of blood. Red ink and tears, they grease the heels of endless progress. Hurrah! We are the fearless workers. No pain will ever stop us. We love being victims of economic slavery. You can sentence us to 40 in a blasted weapons factory. Take our health, fake our wealth. Still, we won't stop singing, fighting the noble fight, that devil poverty and prison hell. By paying bills and taxes, whatever we will suffer, our children will fare better. A dozen years of miseducation is not too much child sacrifice. For 40 years, packing ice. In return for a better life, we make the greatest sacrifice. We're fighting for our lives. We can't afford to feed ourselves the toxic food they sell us. Our doctors drain our veins, and in return, they treat us to toxic drugs, radiation, and medical maltreatments. But we are strong. They can't kill us. Their pills are deadly bullets. Their syringes are poison arrows. But they can never kill us. We're tough, resilient, stubborn, and determined. We're tough, resilient, immune to death and stress. But secretly or quietly, we'll pray for divine salvation or beg AI for a fine solution, 'cause we lost faith in governments and we can't think 'cause we consumed a stupid drink, mind-numbing entertainments. Thus sings our brave old world, wishfully clinging to the dream of heaven and prosperity. For fear, oh dear, tomorrow will vanish from the internet or lose them all, miss a call, scroll down an empty page. Oh no, we'll die, or worse than die, fall back into the Stone Age, fall back into the Stone Age. Psst, but history is a lie. I hope you're still alive after, if you endured that. Something new and courageous from me. And that's just one page from my 622-page Encyclopedia Comedia. I can't guarantee that every page is such high quality, but you might find out for yourself.